Hi guys, welcome to another review, and despite my channel name, I don't do nearly enough Doctor Who reviews. But anyway, I've got one here today. It is, of course, a retro figure, which I do love, and it's by the Biff Bang Pow company, which makes some great merchandise. And it's Series 2 Comic-Con exclusive Cyberleader from Revenge of the Cybermen. So that's very cool. This has been opened, but most of the time when I open Biff Bang Pow products, the problem is the glue that holds the plastic down actually just falls off really, kind of, and yeah, you can't put it back together. So in this case I can actually show you what it looks like. You've got a nice little timeline down there: 3rd Doctor, 4th Doctor, 5th Doctor. This is number 773 out of 3000. You can see there. I've got the Master, I've got Field Major Style, the 4th Doctor, and of course this is what I'm reviewing today. I picked this up off of eBay, and I paid like what, £25 maybe, something like that, a month or two ago, and yeah, it's a great price. EMCE Toys, so that means Biff Bang Power just like distributors, and they're the manufacturers, similar to Starships with DST and Art Asylum. They've stepped up their game with these figures, I have to say, when you look back at the Star Trek ones they did, some of which I now own, and I will be reviewing. Taking them out of the package, putting all this stuff to the side. Now that I've shown you that, I will probably bin the plastic part and just keep the cardboard. I could keep them all in an envelope, so I know what number I have out of 3000. Anyway, here we have the Cyberleader. Putting him down there. I'll talk about his accessory first. He comes with a cyber mat. Oopsie daisy. Now, it's a nice looking cyber mat. I mean, the cyber mats were bigger back then, I suppose. Like, I remember, did it pounce on Sarah Jane Smith? And then there was a cliffhanger. And I'm sure it pounced on the Doctor once, and then there was another cliffhanger of him just holding it above his face. Or maybe that was just Sarah Jane. I might be wrong, I haven't seen it in years. But do tell me down in the comments what it is this cybermat is involved in with one of those cliffhangers. You can see it's nicely detailed. No copyright on this. That's good. And yeah, he's very cool. Cute, I suppose. Anyway, the Cyberleader. Now then, this figure I have to admit I'm not that fond of, for a couple of reasons. I'll start off with his head. Okay. His head is, well, what can I say? Squashed. His head is just so unbelievably small. Look at it. It is just... I can't describe how thin it is. It really shouldn't be that thin. It should be about 2 millimeters wider perhaps, but oh well, I suppose it's a retro figure, so he gets away with it. It's kind of funny actually. Zooming into his head, he has that nice mesh going on in his eyes, as you can see there. Black mouth, the teardrops, and the nice design along here, as you can see, which is accurate. The gun there with 4 little guns, I suppose you could call them all. Here we have his handles, no pun intended, and they are made out of like a tubing material, not actual tubing, which is probably what they used in the show actually to cut down costs, but this is more of a hard plastic. And he's got all these scratches, like 1, 2, 3, all along here. Well, not scratches really, so much as where the paint was just sloppy and it looks like a scratch. Why that happened, I don't know, and it's very irritating frankly. Turning his head around though, for some reason they haven't painted this section black, and there's another paint slop there. I think it's just from there on where my finger is, this whole section should be black, but I don't mind. I suppose it's a retro figure, so they're not designed for the best accuracy. Another thing I don't like is the suit is just too small. As you can see here, you can see it being pulled down there, and you can see the grey like underbody, as this body isn't actually your traditional colour, it is silver. his chest piece here, which to be honest, it looks nice. However, I do think they could have done a better job on the sizing, that is, because it is quite nicely detailed. As you can see, if I zoom in, you've got like a mesh there, you've got some buttons and what have you. I think the width maybe a millimeter wider and the length maybe 2 to 3 millimeters longer, but I'm nitpicking there. It's not something that I'm going to cry about. His arms, you've got this pattern near the forearm, as you can see here, accurate black lines, and I'm pretty sure, sorry about that, my camera temporarily stopped filming. But moving on, I think I was talking about the arms last where I left off, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned the chest piece. I mentioned how you've got these black lines here which are kind of faded and look a bit blue, but it is accurate, and you've got this tubing running down here. You also have the silver hands, which do kind of irritate me because they've just used a basic figure's hands and painted them silver. So he has fingernails and he has like, well, wrinkles, what have you, in his hands. So that's kind of irritating, but it could have been worse, I suppose, as Dennis Fisher did give their Cyberman a nose. So I'm grateful he doesn't have a nose. Of course, his suit is all one piece, so it carries on down here, similar with that tubing, as you can see there, which they also have one of these irritating circle things here with the hot glue, and they all come around here on the back and they all meet up, as you can see. And even here the suit is just a mess as far as this Velcro is concerned. I mean, realistically, to try and mend this, I'd probably have to cut all of this and then re-glue it back and try and find out what the hell's wrong with the suit. Like, you know, maybe there's a bit of hot glue holding it down somewhere or whatever, but I'm not going to bother, frankly. Yeah, oh, that just looks stupid. It does really get on my nerves. He also has that pattern on his legs here, slightly faded on some of the lines. It carries on around this side also. And he has shoes, which are actually detailed, as you can see here. You know, we got some patterns along the top, which I suppose they didn't really have to do unless they were reusing some old boots. Then I suppose they didn't, because I don't think these were sculpted specifically for it. If they were, there would have been no point in doing this, I suppose. Taking it off, as you can see. And do tell me if you know whether this was sculpted specifically for it. It does interest me. A grey body, which thankfully, as that way, if it was cream, you know, your generic creamy body, then that would have really irritated me, because it wouldn't have matched. So yeah, thank you, Biff Bang Pow. Although technically this figure is a bit of a balls up, you rectified it. Pulling that down. His articulation, he's got a swivel in the head, as you can see here, and the head doesn't really sit that nicely either. As you can see, there's like a big gap, and part of me thinks it should be further down, but whatever, I suppose. Tubing going on there as well, I don't know if I mentioned that. Articulation in the arms is so unbelievably stiff. But at least this one goes all the way down. This one, however, does it go down? No, it does not. That's as far as it will go down. You've got a bend in the elbow, a swivel and a hinge in the wrist. You've got that pelvis / waist joint, which doubles as like a swivel, and an ab crunch, which I do like that joint. You've got articulation in the legs. You can see they can kick forward, they can kick out, they can kick back. That good retro style leg articulation, bend in the knee, and a bend in the foot, which it won't do much good in the boot. So yeah, that is the figure really. To be honest, I've seen other people's versions and they look quite nice, so I'm not going to just say all Cyberleader figures, boycott them or whatever, because I know they're not all bad. But as far as mine goes, I can live with the issues it has by just simply pulling this down like that. And there you go, I've already sorted it. Because see, the good thing about being a collector is things don't bother you as much because you're not going to play with them. So once you fix them, boom, you sort it. But as far as the figure level goes, I like him and whatnot, but I'm not overly impressed with him, to be honest with you. I really wanted him, but now I have him on that as happy. I'm just going to put the fourth Doctor next to him as a bit of a comparison. I know you might think, yeah, but he's a Comic Con exclusive and that, but I like him, but I just don't love him. Anyway, thanks for watching my review, guys. I think on this occasion I'm going to have to give the Cyberleader a 7. Because he's good. I really enjoy the way he's been made, but yeah, I think although I do like that retro appeal, in some cases you just have to step back and think, alright, enough is enough. Now that it's retro, make it a bit modern, make it a bit more detailed. And by a bit more detailed I mean a bit more accurate, like size specific with this and the head and whatnot. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review. I will try and do at least 1 or 2 videos every week, as I know I've been gone for about 3 months. I've actually been working, and I really should address this at the beginning of the video now that I think about it, but oh well. I'll try and do at least 2 videos a week. I won't be able to do 2 this week, but I've managed to do this one due to my busy schedule. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and take care.